How are you? Good evening. You can tell from my voice that I'm dead tired. My name is Amma, and if this is the first time that you're hitting on that play button, I like to say welcome and thank you for listening. This is Conversations with Amma. This week has been hectic for me. I usually prep and write and research and pull my feelings and emotions into my podcast because I wanted to convey a meaning. And so this week has been difficult for me because there's been so much going on, and I found out my dad was unwell, and the frailty of seeing a strong military man touched me in so many ways. This wasn't the topic that I had planned to actually work on for the week, but when I decided to write about what I wanted to speak on, which was continuing with the trauma, I knew what I wanted to write, but it didn't feel like it was from the heart. So I knew I was weighed down by my dad's situation, and so I was like, what, let me just talk about times and seasons, because I trust that he will be well. I trust that it will go away. I trust that everything will work out. And so I also, one thing that struck me also was the fact that we really don't have time, but we've got to live with intent, with purpose, choosing joy all the time. One of the things that I have personally decided to do is to make sure that no matter, regardless of everything that I'm going through, I will never lose my praise and my joy. I've been practicing this for maybe 4 or 5 years. Maybe that accounts for why I don't look like what I've been through. But that's just by the way. Anyway, so I feel like I want to talk about times and season. Now, time comes and goes away without the opportunity for us to reclaim that time again. So the time will come and the time will go. But in between that, regardless of whatever you do, whether you sit still, whether you move, regardless, the time will go or it will come. So it's up to you. What you choose to use it for is up to you. Regardless, if you don't do anything, the time will come. If you do something, the time will come. Now, what you do in between those times will determine how the seasons that also come and go in your life affect you. These are my own personal thoughts and spin on this whole situation. You can leave me a voice message and let me know what you also think. Now, what we need to understand is that time or times refer to a specific moment in time, right? And season refers to a long, protracted period of time. We have different seasons in our lives: a season of growth, a season of maturity, a season of trial and difficulty. I believe that trials and difficulty usually go hand in hand. And also we have seasons of success, of harvest, of prosperity, and many other seasons that come and go in our lives. I believe as a Christian that our steps are also ordained and ordered by God. So depending on what the time and season is, God will see you through those seasons. And it always depends on how you stay true to Him. Stay in tune with God. I cannot emphasize this enough. I believe that you've got to stay in tune with God, so that when all these seasons come and go, He will be building, you'll be building, and just building. God always brings us to His vision at an appointed time. You will go through the seasons, you will go through the times, and I feel like He's always waiting for you to be ready. So the actions that you take during the times and the seasons will determine the level of breakthrough that will come with it. So some of us tend to give up during our seasons of trials and difficulty, forgetting that the season of growth is coming. And plant every season in faith, be it difficulty, be it trial, be it joy, be it happiness. Plant it in faith, knowing that God sees and knows the bigger picture, and He's working behind the scenes, and that the promises of God hold true for us. For me, 2020, this year has been, for many people, it's been a roller coaster year. It's been a year of strife and uncertainty and wondering and difficulty. We all are trying to feel out what's going on, anxiety. But the funny thing for me is that this year has also been my most productive, in the sense that everything that I had been talking about that I wanted to do, I began to do. I started my podcast. You're here listening to me. I started my blog. I started a farm. I enrolled in Nicole Walters 1K One Day Academy. That's a highlight for me, because it's something that I had been pining for a while. I am learning business strategy. I'm learning so many things that I feel like is preparing me. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting to the point where I see that everything is falling into place because God is pushing and directing it, and it's all happened within a short period. I'm planning on writing a book. I've even started bits of it, putting the ideas together and all of that. So sometimes, and you see, that's not even just it. I've had wealth of inspiration where I am now carrying notebooks around just to make sure that anything that drops into my spirit, I write it down and I don't let it go, because I believe things that I wrote I have been writing for a long time. Like I always say, everybody who knows me knows that I like to document and write. So I've been carrying notebooks for a very long time, and there are certain things that I have written in notebooks as old as 16 years, when I was like 16 years, which is a long time ago, and some 5-10 years ago, that I am now actually seeing manifesting. Maybe I wrote them and I didn't put in the work, so I didn't see the results. But when I go back to it, I understand where I want to place certain things in my life. So that's something that we'll also talk about another time now. So what I want you to understand the times and seasons. When I understood times and seasons, I learned to walk in faith no matter the situation, knowing fully well that the time will pass, the season will pass, and I will stand tall. It will teach me a lesson. It will toughen me up. It will put a smile on my face when I remember where I'm coming from in the journey. It just inspires me to do more, So during difficult seasons, build, learn, research, read, but most of all, pray for wisdom. Pray for direction, pray for clarity, and pray for wisdom again. In all thy ways, get wisdom. I mean, God is God, and He's the repository of wisdom, my opinion. And that's just what it is, And like I said, my dad being unwell, it frazzled me. But I also know that through this season of difficulty, it will pass and another season will come, bearing wonderful treasures. There's this story that has been told. I'm sure some of you have heard it. For the others that haven't heard it, it's not even a story. It's a real fact about the Chinese bamboo. It takes 5 years after being planted to spring a single shoot. 5 whole years. And during that time, when you understand the nature of the Chinese bamboo, you will water it with love. You will feed it so it will grow, because you know that that is the season that it's hibernating, is building, is growing in, and is going to explode. And now here's what happens when that single shoot comes out. Within 90 days, you will have a beautiful, magnificent Chinese bamboo tree. Within 90 days. Now, it took 90 years to build. it took 5 years to build, and within 90 days you have your tree. Look at the growth spurt. 3 months, it's shut up. And you think that there's a period of stagnancy in your life, nothing is happening. But are you thinking about the lessons? Are you thinking about the lessons? Are you feeling that period that you think is a period of stagnancy with nurturing that plant to grow, nurturing that idea to grow, nurturing that business, growth idea to grow, nurturing that thought, nurturing that book, putting yourself in a position to be ready to, give, so what are you filling your difficult seasons with? I always say that, what are you filling your difficult seasons with? So let's make sure that even though it's a difficult season, we stay winning, we stay, prayed up, we stay thinking, and we stay true to our dreams and our aspirations. I don't know why I'm talking about times and seasons today, because this isn't what I originally planned to talk about. There's so much more that I could speak on, but I am physically and emotionally tired, and I didn't want to just leave the Friday date hanging. But I know that time will come and go, season will come and go. How you navigate it, planted and rooted in the Word of God, will determine the outcome of those seasons. I want to tell you that though this is not a wonderful season for me, just this week, I am still staying positive. I'm still keeping my joy, and I am still doing everything that I need to do, because I have promised myself to live with intent. So I ask you, what time and season are you going through? What does it mean to you? What are you applying to yourself during this time and season? Let me know. Let me know. And I want to say thank you once again for, clicking on that play button, for giving me some minutes of your day, of your week. I truly appreciate that you came to have a conversation with me, even though I am the one talking your ears away. I want to say thank you for believing that I have something of value to offer. It means a lot to me, and God bless you. Do say a prayer for my dad. And before I go, I'd like for you to think on this Bible verse from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1 to 8. And I will read it in a bit. Like you said, so I want to leave you with a word from one of my favorite verses about times and seasons, and that's from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 to 8. And I want to read from the Message Bible, So the title says, there's a right time for everything. There's an opportune time to do things, a right time for everything on earth. A time to birth and another for death. A time to plant and another to reap. A right time to kill and another to heal. A right time to destroy and another to construct. A right time to cry and another to laugh. A right time to lament and another to cheer. A right time to make love and another to abstain. A right time to embrace and another to part. A right time to search and another to count your losses. A right time to hold on and another to let go. A right time to rip out and another to mend. A right time to shut up and another to speak up. A right time to love and another to hate. A right time to wage war and another to make peace. But in the end, does it really make a difference what anyone does? So let's ponder on that.